free, fair, incredible elections. That's what, doesn't everybody want? That's what the president has said, that yes, he will ensure that he does what he can to get that to be the case. But you've had the APC and the PDP going at each other on this particular matter. Now, what do the young folks think about this? Now, I have youths in politics, or is it professional politicians, whichever way, but we've got two in Abuja at this time. Wale Badmus is the Southwest coordinator for the youths in APC. He joins us from our studios in Abuja. We also have Dr. Ahmed Adamu, who is the SA to Atiku Abubakar on youth and strategy. He also joins us from our studios in Abuja. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on the program. Let me start with Dr. Adamu. Looking at how this is playing itself out, what do you think of it?
Well, he surprised us, and we are very concerned, not because we have any personal interest. We don't have any connection with the removed or suspended CJN, and our concern is the attack on rule of law, an attack on judiciary. The judiciary is the sacred pillar of our democracy, and these are the tools that we hold dear, we hold close to our hearts. And whenever the rule of law or the judiciary is attacked, we have to be very much concerned, we have to be very well involved. And that is why we are not relating to fight against tyranny, to fight against injustice. And at the time when we are about to go into election, and when we rely so much on rule of law and justice to win this election, and what we are seeing today is not something that will guarantee us a free and fair election in the country. And if we can have this attack on rule of law, and then we cannot be certain of fairness, we will not have confidence on the credibility of the election that's coming a few days to come. And that's our concern. We don't have any relationship with what happened to Mr. Anohen. Our concern is the rule of law, and that's what we've been protecting. And it's a sure demonstration of the APC's panic, or this current administration's panic, understanding that we are going into the election and they are losing popularity, they are losing support, and they think they have to manipulate the election somehow, and that can be done through manipulating or interrupting the rule of law and attacking the judiciary. They have been paranoid, thinking that the suspended CJN is someone that may not dance to their tune, is someone that will stand for the truth, for fairness, and they become paranoid. How do we get rid of this gentleman? Now the APC have the police in their pockets, they have the INEC. Now they want to have the judiciary, and that's why they brought someone who will dance to their tune to do this illegal way. This is another form of nepotism, and then I can assure Nigerians that this will not stand. All the plots they have to manipulate these elections, to attack the rule of law and democracy will not stand. So our concern here is, how can we protect the sanctity of our democracy?
Right. Let me get Dr. Adamu to give his impressions of what you've just said. Dr. Adamu, what do you think of that?
Well, I think using the excuse that a nation cannot stand without a CJN, that's not an excuse. Because you already have a CJN who is, through the procedure, was appointed and is doing okay. And you just wait for this late hour, and this very quick, within 7 days, to come out with a petition, and then you suspended the person. And that's not an excuse. You have to follow the process, and it has to follow the recommendations of the NJC. And coming to the issue of the blames they've been doing, they always justify the people's wrongdoings in the past and say, okay, if other people have done it in the past, we too, we have to do it. And come on, that's why we are looking for change. We cannot stick in the past of what people have done in the past. People have even confessed to their wrongdoings and apologized. And this is a new Nigeria. This is what we, the young people, are taking over from our ancestors. And that's what the precedents that we don't want to inherit from our senior generation. We want a clean democracy of our generation where we respect rule of law, we create space for everyone to fairly participate in the electoral process. And this is the only hope we have in the country, because as long as the institutions of the democracy is being attacked, there will not be justice. And if there is no justice, there will not be development. There will not be economic development. We continue to have issues, grievances, and complaints. And that's what we've been afraid of. And that's why we think this is the only time we have in the country where we can really
Dr. Adamu, let me ask you this before you go on. They speak to the narrative because there are those who believe that the political rhetoric that seems to resonate appears as though while the campaigns go on, your party seem to come across as if, well, when they raise the errors or the mistakes or what you did wrong in the past, they seem to gloss over it, not admitting culpability or admitting to have made those mistakes with a view to correcting them. It just comes as though when they gloss over it, say, well, this party is doing this, we want to do this. Don't you think that they should actually admit some of those errors or mistakes, if you will, and then with a view to correcting them?
Yeah, even if there were errors, I believe it must have been done by people who lack the integrity, who lack the principles. And that is why you see them leaving the PDP and moving to the APC. And that's why you have this big shift, a lot of them from PDP who committed atrocities, who committed crimes against Nigeria because they want to protect themselves, because they are not pure. They have to go and hide behind the APC. That's why you have all the bad eggs now moving to the APC. And now PDP is a clean party. All those people that have committed those past atrocities that you mentioned are no longer in PDP. And when you look at PDP as a party, it's a party that ruled for 16 years, and this involves different individuals, different people.
Let me jump in and ask both of you. APC. I hope we can get your views on this before we go. We need to have we need to go to break in 2 minutes. I'm just wondering, while you go about your political responsibilities in your party, do you stop to think about how this will impact on the young people, the impact it will have on the future, and what young people actually think of what you're doing in your party? Dr. Adamu, what kind of consideration do you give to some of those responsibilities politically of your party while you carry them out concerning the impact it will have on young people today and in the future?
Well, actually, what we do in this campaign and our party, PDP, is entirely for the youth. And this is the party that has identified with the youth themselves and has made commitment to work along with them because there is nothing for the youth without the youth. And that is why you see, even in the campaign right now, you see the young people being at the helm of the campaign. Myself, as a young person, I'm appointed as SA to the incoming president by God's grace, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And this is someone who made commitment to give 40% of his cabinet appointment to the young people. And looking at what we have right now under President Buhari, we don't have a single young person in the President Buhari's cabinet. This is a shame. This is a country where we have the majority of the population are made of the young people, and we have a teeming, talented, professional young people across the country, and most of them, they're out there brain drained outside the country. They're being utilized outside the country, and we cannot have a single young person in this administration upon all the sacrifices the young people made to bring this administration in power. This is so disheartening, and we are very, very disappointed. And that's why we said not only giving the young people the space in governance, in leadership, but also providing environments for them to thrive, to create businesses, to engage in manufacturing sector, in manufacturing businesses, and even do well in the modernized and mechanized agriculture. And not only the kind of agricultural policy where you just ask people to go to farm without any policy, without any support, without equipping them. And that's why we said this administration is about engaging with the young people, politically, economically. And that's why the incoming president, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, came out with 4 priorities. Number 1 priority is to create jobs.
Dr. Adamu, we may not be able to take all 4.
Supporting the young people.
We need to bring Wale in. We need to go in less than 30 seconds.